beauties, and welcome back to my channel. And today I am, as usual, extremely excited to share with you a new video wearing the eyeshadows from a couple of my videos back, which is the Morphe and James Charles palette. So I'm very excited because we're going to keep playing with this palette. As you can tell, I am looking a little crazy right now because, of course, I did my eyebrows off camera. I went ahead and filled them in with my Charlotte Tilbury Brow Cheat Pencil, and then I carved them out with my Forever Skin Corrector by Dior. Those two products are one of my favorite products for the eyebrows. That's the only thing I have on my face right now are the brows. So I do not have any skincare products on my face yet because I am going to be doing another glam look, and I don't want to put my face products on and then have, you know, the fallout of the eyeshadow all over the face. I set my eyes already with the with this eyeshadow color right here. So I went over top with that beautiful beige color. Last time, I apologize, my dogs are going crazy right now. I think somebody's at the door. So let's just get started. So I would like to set my eyes with this really pretty orange right here. So these do not have colors, like names to the colors, so I'm just gonna point at them. So it kind of looks yellow on camera, but it's actually like a very sunset, beautiful orange color. So we're gonna go ahead and set the crease or we're gonna use that orange as a transition shade, and we're gonna go in with a very fluffy brush, my Morphe and Jaclyn Hill, which is my most favorite brush to set my lids. So we're just gonna go in, and these colors are super pigmented, you guys. So if you are looking for a palette that's gonna give you like extra pigment, like this palette is the one for you. Alrighty, so now that we have that really beautiful orangey color, and you can tell that it's looking a lot more orange than it did in the pan, because I think it's just the lighting of my camera, but now you can tell that it's actually a very beautiful peachy orange color. So now that we have that set as our first transition shade, we're gonna go ahead and use a second transition. So for that, we are gonna go ahead and use this color right next to it, which is this really pretty, it's like I want to say it's like a lighter red. And then we're going to use a smaller brush. So I think I'm going to go on with this smaller, it's still a fluffy brush, but it is a little bit smaller, not as fluffy as the last one I used, because we don't want to go all the way up high like we did with that orange. We're going to go a little bit lower to the crease. And you can tell that's super pigmented too. Now that we've got that really pretty red color as our second transition, I just want to use this clean brush right here to kind of blend those two colors together, kind of marry that red and that orange, just kind of blending very, very lightly towards the top. Rid of any patchiness. So now we have those two beautiful colors, and as you can tell, it's goes from orange. You can see some of that orange peeking out through the top, and then it gets a little bit darker to that pretty orangey red tone. This beautiful red right here is speaking to me. So I really want to use the darker red here. So we're going to go in with that as our third one. And that one is going to be the one that's going to be closer to really tight to the lid. So it's going to be mostly like our smoky eye. It's not going to go up high or anything. It's just going to be like the lid, the all over lid color. So for that, we are going to go ahead and use an even smaller brush. And for that, I like to use my Anastasia brush. This is a smaller one right here. I love this brush for this reason because it can get tighter to the crease line. So we're just gonna kind of go all over the lid with this color. So I am looking a little bit crazy right now, almost like Halloween makeup, but I promise you this is not Halloween makeup. And by the way, these colors are blending so beautifully together. So they're not patchy, they're very pigmented, they're working well together. The formulas are really nice. I'm kind of looking at either this big one right here, and I kind of already swatched it. It's a pretty gold, or this one right here towards the top. And I could probably use a mix of them, but I think I'm gonna go in with this really pretty gold one right here. And these textures are so nice. Now that I'm just touching it right now, the textures are very creamy. I'll go in with my finger because that was a little patchy. I don't know why, but it came on a little weird. So we're gonna try the finger. And as you can see, it is quite pigmented, but for some reason, this shadow is quite patchy. Even though it is a shimmer, it just kind of crumbled as it went on the eye. So if anyone has this palette and has had that same experience, let me know. It's not really blending the way that I want it to. It's kind of patchy. So I think we're gonna go in with my other really, I love this brush. It's Morphe, it's a flat brush, and I usually use this one to really pack on colors. Alrighty, so now we have that really pretty, I want to call it a gold, but it's like it's looking rose gold right now on the eyes. Even though I think this looks beautiful so far, I do want to add a little bit more because, as you know, I love my sparkle metallics. I just love it when those colors in the inner corner actually like really pop. So we're gonna go in with my Megawatts palette. You guys have seen me talk about this palette forever and ever, and it is my the whole wide world because it really just amplifies any eyeshadow look. So I was thinking that we're gonna go in with this pretty little rose gold in the middle there. I think that that would be the best match for that. I just want to go over top with it because I want to see if I can give it a little extra kick. So we're just going to go in with that same brush and just kind of go over top, and it's going to add a little glitter as well, but it's also going to make it look metallic. So I highly recommend you guys pick up this palette. I cannot say how much I love it. As you can tell, I use this one all the time. It has lasted me forever, so this will last you a really long time. And the best part is it does come with a mirror. I love palettes with mirrors. I went ahead and did the skin routine really quick off camera, and then I also primed the face as well. So as you can tell, I'm looking a little bit glowy right now. I have the CoverGirl True Blend Base Business. This is a beautiful primer. It does definitely work. It makes your face really, I mean, I shouldn't say really, but it definitely makes your face look glowy, but it feels like a moisturizer on the face. So it's not tacky or anything like that. It's just very soothing on the face. While that's drying, I also went ahead, because you know me, I love my glitzy, my glammy. I love anything that sparkles. I love metallics, anything that looks, you know, sparkly and diamondy and, you know, all of the above. So I went ahead and put AOA Studio. This is what it looks like. It's just a loose pigment glitter. I'll show you what the inside of it looks like, but I'm just obsessed with this. So as you can tell, that is a beautiful like gold sparkle. They're very, very fine sparkles, and I just absolutely love that. I'm excited because we're trying a new foundation. Yay! So this is a foundation that I have been wanting to try and test for quite some time now. This week, we're gonna be trying the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter, but in the matte shade. So, or texture, I should say. A couple videos back, I tried the Fenty Pro Filter the hydration one. So that one was like the glowy one, the dewy one, which, by the way, I cannot say enough how much I absolutely adore that foundation. It's probably my favorite foundation right now out of all of the foundations I have. But this week we are going to be trying the matte one. So I got this in the shade 300, and this is what the bottle looks like. I'm sure you guys have seen this. Now, personally, I'm not a matte type gal, but I have heard nothing but good things about this foundation, so I'm gonna give it a whirl and we're gonna try it together and see how I like it. We're just gonna try this Morphe M439. So we're gonna use this big buffer brush. I love this one. This is the one that I usually do my foundations in when I'm not using a sponge. So we're just gonna give it a nice little clean, and we're gonna shake her up because, of course, product settles. So always wanna make sure that you shake, shake, shake before you go in. I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 pumps. That's my magic number. I usually only go in with 2 pumps because I don't like to look cakey, so I only do just the 2 is always plenty for me. So all right, so now that we have the foundation on, I'm gonna take a quick second here to give you guys my quick first impression review. Now, I know obviously I still need to wear it more often to give it my full review, but at least I can tell you what I think about this right off the bat. While I was putting this on, I'm thinking in my mind like, okay, something has to go wrong here because this is too good to be true. And I'm looking closer at my face and I'm thinking, okay, so it must be settling. Something's probably gonna happen with it. But I don't see anything negative at all. I mean, this is, I mean, it's going on really beautifully, you guys. And it blended so nicely, and it does not settle in your pores, because that is like one of my biggest pet peeves is with when foundations settle in your pores and you can see like that cakiness near the pore area. And I don't see any of that. And it's not full matte either. So as you can see, I don't know if you can see well, but it's not like, you know, it's not like sucking up my face and looking super matte. It's got this really beautiful glow to it, and I don't even know how to explain this, but this foundation is super beautiful on the skin. Next thing we're gonna do is we are gonna go in with our concealer. So for the concealer, we're just gonna go in with the e.l.f. Let's see, Camo Concealer. I use this one all the time. It's a lot of people's favorite. So we're just gonna go in with a little tiny bit. This stuff is very thick, so only a little bit goes a long way. And for that, we are going to use a sponge. And you do have to work quickly with this concealer because it does dry down pretty quickly. So a little word of advice is right away when you put it down, go ahead and blend it right away. We're gonna go ahead and set it with my favorite powder in the whole wide world. It's called the Cover FX setting powder. And we're just gonna go in with a little fluff or fluffer, or whatever you want to call these little puffs. Gonna go in with my pretty little pinky brush here, and we're gonna hit up the forehead, nose, and chin. Okie dokie, smoky. So now that we have the T-zone powdered, we're gonna go ahead and powder the rest of the face, and we're gonna use the Maybelline Fit Me. So this is She. Yeah, so now that we have the powder all set to go, I am excited about this part because I don't know how this is gonna go, but this is what beauty is all about. Beauty is all about trying new things after all. So even if you don't think something is going to work, it's always worth a shot, because how are you gonna know unless you try it? So this is where I don't know how it's gonna go. It might turn out really bad. It might be beautiful. I don't know, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna go in back into this beautiful Morphe and James Charles palette, and we're gonna try some of those blues. Kind of want to do that orangey color. that one that we did, that was the very first color we used. We're gonna set the bottom of the eyes with that orangey color again. And then let's just see what happens. We're gonna go in first with this blue right here, and then that one. So I'm gonna try two different ones. I know it sounds crazy, but trust me, it will be fine. So we're gonna go in with that really, ooh, look at that. Huh, wow. So we're gonna use this one right here. We're gonna go tighter or closer to the inner corner in the inner edges. And then we're gonna go in with a smaller detailed brush for that as well. So we're just gonna go in with this little flat one right here. It. Go ahead and wet it. It's not doing much on its own. If you wet it, by the way. These colors are, the shimmers are not as pigmented without wetting them. So love the mattes, but the shimmers in this palette are just kind of need to give it a little boost, which nothing wrong with that. Okay, so next I do want to add a little bit more to the bottom of the lids. I'm going to go ahead and add this very cool LA Girl Shockwave Neon liner to the bottom of the waterline. I thought this would give it a nice little kick, so we're going to go ahead and try it. For the bronzer, we're gonna go in with this Too Faced Natural palette, and we're gonna use this Tropic Like It's Hot. This is one of my favorite bronzers of all time. Alrighty, so now that we have our bronzer on, we are gonna go ahead and play with the Anastasia contour palette a little bit more. This one I did try on for the very first time in a couple videos back, and I'm still, you know, trying it to see how I like it, but so far so good. So this time we're gonna go in with this one right here. So, you know, I don't want to give you guys my full review on this palette yet, but that will be coming in a future video. But just know that this is a nice palette, but I will be talking about it in more depth in a future video. Because I know I tried the Morphe one a couple weeks before I gave you guys my full review on that one. So I kind of want to do the same with this Alrighty, so now that that's done, we're just gonna go in with my little puff ball again here, and we're gonna dip into this color here. Last time we used this one, and then today we're gonna try this one. And then we're just gonna kind of go in there and brighten up the under eye a little bit. See if that helps and makes it look any better. For the blush, we are going to try on this NARS. This is in the shade Dominant. So this is what it looks like. Alrighty, and now for the highlight, we are going to be putting on this Maybelline Master Chrome. So we're gonna put on this one right here. This is in the shade Molten Gold. And now the next step will be the setting spray before I actually go in and do the lashes. And the reason I do my setting spray first is because once I have my lashes on, I don't like to wet them because I don't like the glue to come undone. So we're gonna go in with the setting spray, and for that we're just gonna go in with my favorite, my Urban Decay All Nighter, of course. I love this. This is actually the matte version though. Feels nice and refreshing. And then it helps my brows stay in place too. I am back, and as you can tell, I went ahead and did my lashes off camera. I put on my falsies, which you guessed it, I'm wearing the Ionis. And then I put some mascara on the bottom of the lashes as well, but I'm kind of waiting for that to dry before I go in with another coat. So this is what the eyes look like so far. You've got that really beautiful fiery red and the top, and then you have that beautiful blue towards the bottom. I told you guys it sounded so weird with the blue and the red, but it all came together. So, and that's part of playing with makeup and just experimenting and trying new things. And also I do have some graphic design background, so I do know colors pretty well. So I figured this would actually be really nice together. So I'm gonna put a little bit more now because I did give it a little time for the bottom lashes to dry. Coat. A lot of mascara on the bottom lashes. I don't know why, I don't like them looking clumpy. I know that is the style these days, but I just don't. I don't like it. So I try to go in with just a little bit of mascara, and that shall do. So I do want the brown, or I'm sorry, the blue to stand out as well. Okay, so last but definitely not least is the lips. So I think for the lips, let's see, we're gonna go in with this Maybelline Color Sensational. This is a brown toffee color lip liner right here, and then we're gonna go in with this Charlotte Tilbury. This is a beautiful brown nude, and this is in the shade in Nude Romance. So I think these two are going to go so good together, and not to mention Charlotte Tilbury has the best lipsticks and the best packaging, but that is so cute. So we're gonna go ahead and put on the lip liner. Now we're going to go ahead and go in with the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. All right, guys, so I think this is it. We tried on a lot of products today, some new, some old, but I think overall the products worked very well together, and I think the color selection for the eyes was actually really nice. Everything turned out. So yeah, there was a lot of products here that I'm still testing, so I didn't give you guys my full review on those yet until I've actually worn them long enough for me to give you my full review, and I can talk about them in more depth in future videos. But I think this is it. I'm just gonna let my hair down. So again, you have your beautiful fiery red over top, and then towards the bottom of the eyes, you have that beautiful blue, and that blue liner really gives your eyes a very beautiful pop. So I highly recommend that you try those LA Girl color eyeliners. These are the best. The blush, the foundation, so far I really like the foundation from Fenty. That's the matte version, but I will be giving you guys my full review on those later. But this is it. I hope that you guys really enjoyed this look today, and I'm so excited to show you more looks in the future. I hope you love it. Give this video a huge thumbs up, comment, and tune in for my next video. Bye.